Alrighty, so as per tradition, I am super late to the JP stuff because I don't play JP and I sleep during the day. So, we have two new characters and some interesting stuff getting sort of tweaked and changed, which is pretty cool if I'm being honest. I think, so this new character, Miguelda, I'm not going to call her Magerda because I know that as soon as it comes to global, it's going to get changed to Magelda or something similar to that because Japanese translation. Valkyrie Magelda, anyway, so she is the new Ragnarok character. She is literally just for Hrosvelgr, which is the bird boss, which I think is very interesting. We're also getting another Truth Seeker Merlin, just like the leaks pretty much already had predicted. So I'm gonna look over those again. I haven't really read any of their skills except for Magelda. So other things is they added relics for Merlin and some interesting changes. So let's just go over the whole thing. There's not a whole lot here, so I'm gonna try to make it fast so that way I can eat my food that I just got done making. So she's an unknown race, which is pretty interesting. I think that actually is, well, I guess that's kind of a bad thing because you're not going to be able to run Gother with her. Like you'll have to swap to Red Gother if you want to use his passive, which is kind of annoying because she seems like she's a human, but maybe not. I don't know. Obviously, she's Ragnarok, so they can be whatever they want the character to be, I guess. Anyway, passive. Why don't we go together? In Hrosvelgr, whenever an ally's remaining HP gets healed to full, increases all stats of that hero by 8% for 5 turns. Stacks up to 5 times. So this thing is pretty crazy. Obviously, you know, I don't think you'll even really need Gother at this point. I mean, obviously, like his rank up is going to be really nice to have, but this is going to definitely make up for like his passive stats that he would be giving you. So maybe you could probably just run Red Gother, I guess. But yeah, that passive is absolutely insane. Like getting 8%. Hey, sorry, dog's playing with the ball. 8% up to 5 times, and it lasts for 5 turns is actually insane. Obviously, it's just for the bird boss, so I mean they're kind of pigeonholing you there. Like you're not going to be able to use this character like effectively in other game modes, and it's really dumb that they're literally it's dumb that they like just introduced a really hard game mode and they're like, okay, well, if you want to beat it, we're gonna basically release new characters that you kind of have to beat it easily. So it's kind of dumb that they're doing that, to be honest. Like, it would be really nice if maybe even if this wasn't as good as it was, but it applied to more game modes, so this isn't just a character that you could only really use in Hrosvelgr, which is also an issue because if it really is only Hrosvelgr that you can use this character in, I'm assuming the creature nest is going to get changed at some point to a different boss, which means that in the future they're going to come out with another character that's going to be in whatever the new boss is. You get this passive or whatever. So the fact that this character won't be able to be used in newer creature nest content whenever they finally decide to swap Hrosvelgr out or add new ones is really stupid. So I don't know that I really agree with this so far, but I mean, it's going to help out a lot, I guess. I'm assuming they're probably going to make it to where a new boss will come and you're going to be able to get either demon relic materials or angel relic materials, or even both from those, because those are the races that can't get them at the moment. So I guess you're just not going to be able to use this character to help farm those, which is kind of annoying. Her regular attack card has Amplify on it, which is pretty interesting because obviously she's adding a lot of, I'm assuming, blue stat buffs with these, which the boss can take off buffs in certain stages, so I guess you'll have to be a little weary of that. But yeah, the Amplify card is pretty good, I guess, along with, like, if you stack that with, like, Margaret. I guess, I don't know, I think this character may end up just replacing Margaret on the team for me, but I don't know exactly. Either way, if you put buffs on her, obviously, you're going to be able to do more damage with Amplify. Obviously, there's a damage cap on most phases, so it's not going to be, like, super, super great if you can get, like, a lot of, buffs, but it is what it is. But she has a heal card, which is kind of nice because at the moment, with the team that I'm running, I don't have like a dedicated healer. It's just relying on Matrona's passive. As long as she's the one, you know, taunting and taking damage, she'll passively heal you. And then Brunhild's ultimate can heal a little bit, but it's not like super reliable heals. So the fact that she has a healing card, so heals HP of all allies equal to 325% of attack, and rejuvenates for 1 turn. I'm assuming that's only on the level 3. I don't think that you're going to get rejuvenate every time, but maybe, I don't know, because I want to say that there's a Liz that already has a rejuvenate card like this, but it might be an ultimate, so I don't know that we've seen something quite worded like this, if I'm not mistaken. Rejuvenate, by the way, is additional recovery equal to 60% of recovered HP at the start of every turn, so it's pretty good. Like, it's very good for, like, you know, recovering HP and staying alive, which is obviously very important in the bird boss because you want to be able to make it 3 floors up. Her ultimate is Power Strike, which is really good. Inflicts Power Strike damage equal to 630% of attack on 1 enemy. So obviously it's going to help out, especially in that last phase of the first floor, because you need Power Strike stuff to really do good damage, so that'll help a lot. I don't know. I think that she's a really interesting character. I like the character. I think her design is kind of cool. I haven't really been able to see her animations and stuff. I'll probably look at those after the video. But I think that she's, you know, she's going to do well at what she's meant to be doing. I just don't like that they're sort of pigeonholing her into one game mode, because then it just makes it worse for the community. Because if you're summoning, I guarantee this is going to be a 600 mileage banner, and unless this Merlin is really worth getting as well, then you're just going to be summoning for 1 character, so that way you can do bird boss, which is kind of bad. Like, that's not cool. Anyway, Ragnarok Truthseeker Merlin. We've already rattled on for quite a bit, so I'm going to try to speed this up. Chain Reaction. Increases all enemies' damage taken from the shock debuff by 25%. Also increases the damage enemies receive by 20% under the effective shock debuff. Okay, so is she going to be a... Festival King unit? Inflicts damage equal to 215% of attack on all enemies. Shocks for 4 turns. Decreases defense related stats of 1 enemy by 50% and disables everything but debuff skills for 3 turns. This is absolutely a Festival King unit. They're wanting you to put this unit on Festival King, and they're wanting you to use this move first turn on Margaret, so that way she doesn't cleanse, and you're just going to be using shock applied with her passive is going to make it do more damage, and then you're just going to try to put on debuffs and stuff with Demon Hendrickson and go to town with King. I really hope that they can come out with a good unit that'll make King teams a little bit better and more relevant. I think that this is a step in the right direction, because obviously making it to where they cannot cleanse is a big one. So very interesting there. The ultimate is the same as the other Ragnarok Merlin, or not Ragnarok Merlin, but the Summer Merlin that's already a Truthseeker Merlin. So that's really interesting. I almost want this unit, so I'm probably going to summon for Miguelda either way. So if I can get that new Merlin, I already have King almost completely powered up, and I definitely have Hendrickson powered up. So I really kind of want to use this unit, honestly. I don't know. Obviously, we're going to get this 2 weeks later than JP does, so I'm assuming a lot of the bigger, YouTubers and stuff like that are probably already going to try this unit and everything, so I can kind of get a decent look at whether or not they're going to be worth using before I power them up. Because right now, like, it's taken a lot of, it takes a ton of materials to get your units leveled up and everything like that, and Super Awakening coins are a big issue for me at the moment. Anyway. They're also adding, this was really hard to see, so I'm just going to zoom in. I know it gets cut off a little bit, but it's literally just saying Deathmatch right there at the very end. They're adding relics for Truthseeker Merlin as the top one. I know you can't see it because of my cam. And then the Great Mage Merlin, which is the regular Merlin, is the second one. And I think these are pretty decent. Decreases all enemies max HP by 100% of the hero's attack. Applies when entering the battle. Excludes deathmatch. So this one's pretty interesting. I think you can help use that against bond teams. And then, I mean, it'll help for any team, but it'll really help against bond teams. And then Great Mage Merlin on the bottom is increases damage dealt by unknown race allies by 35%. So if you get this relic for Great Mage Merlin and you either weren't around for the ReZero collab or you just didn't want to invest in ROM, if you get that relic, you could literally just throw green Merlin in the back. You could get an extra ult gauge at the beginning because of her passive, and you're increasing your allies by 35%, or your allies damage dealt by 35% for the unknown team, just by her being in the back, because it's not applies when entering the battle. So that one is really interesting to me. It basically just replaces Rom, which is actually a pretty good thing because obviously she's a collab character and not everybody has access to her. So, I mean, if you were around, you got ROM for free during the collab, but there's new players playing the game all the time. So, pretty interesting choice, honestly. Like, I'm not hating that one. So, I think that one's pretty cool. System changes. Hell difficulty for Demonic Beast Belgius added. New battle score rewards are added as well. So now once you get now you can go all the way up to 500. Well, I think the current score stuff is 6,000, I think. So maybe they're just adding a couple of extra ones, and then it goes all the way up to 9,000 score now. I'm assuming with a whole new difficulty being added to the guild bosses that it's going to be a lot easier to hit 9,000. But pretty interesting. You obviously get some coins for your guild, which is kind of cool. I don't think they've had that in the past. You get some extra pendants, extra anvils, a couple of Super Awakening coins, which is kind of nice because you already get a couple of these things and everything. It's just going to basically add more. The fact that the 8,500 score gives you 3 pendants is actually really, really nice. And if you're able to do this consistently and get 9,000 score every week, that's going to be really, really good. So I don't know. I'm not hating on that. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's obviously going to be a little bit more that you have to grind each week, but it is what it is. I mean, it's rewards that you can do just by playing the game. So I'm not hating on that. Hrosvelgr Nest Phase 2 changes. Or Phase 2 changes. Wait, Hrosvelgr Nest 2 Phase 2 changes. Okay, so I think it's talking about Floor 2. Before, at the end of the ally's turn, removes all debuffs from the enemy. After, at the end of the ally's turn for 5 turns, decreases attack and defense of all enemies by 5%. Stacks up to 5 times. So they're literally just changing this to where instead of it removes your buffs, so that way Miguelda can be used more effectively, they're changing the fight so that way it's not going to remove all your buffs, which is interesting. Not sure how to feel about that. The fact that they're catering so much to this unit and making you try to summon for this unit is kind of eh. You can now delete up to 30 friends a day now. Previously 10. That's huge, honestly. We did a stream not too long ago where we were doing like friendly PvP battles with some of the subscribers and stuff like that. And the fact that you could only remove 10 people a day is absolutely agonizing. So that should help with that, kind of. I don't think for most people that's really going to be like a big deal, but kind of a nice change. Anyway, those are the 2 new characters. I'm going to kind of look into them a little bit over the next week or 2 as they come out on JP and sort of monitor how good they are, and I'll try to let you know whether or not they're worth summoning for, I guess, whenever they come out. So, whenever they come out for global, because I'm not really making JP content, so I'm sure you'll be able to see tons of Japanese players, talk about the new characters and everything like that in the meantime. But that's pretty much it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I guess you're excited for these characters. Maybe you're not. Maybe it's an easy skip for you, because obviously if you're not like a Hrosvelgr player, and I wouldn't really consider the Festival King team worth investing in at the moment, because I'm gonna summon for her if I get Merlin. I think that would be a fun unit to play with, but I don't think anybody, if you're not doing Hrosvelgr, this is an easy skip banner. So I don't know. That's pretty much it. I don't have anything else to go over. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already for more content in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next one.